Welcome to a special episode of Irrational Moms. We're coming to you from your favorite neighborhood MILF estates, where we're super excited about the big game this weekend. Someone's gonna win.
And someone's gonna lose.
Yes, and like good moms, we are bringing you our favorite snacks that we love to eat on the big game day. And we also have a special guest with us today. We have our producer, Matt, who is in sports radio talk, and he has a show in San Diego. And we thought we'd have him on because he loves to talk about all things sports. And he's also today and until next week, he's my enemy because he's rooting for the 49ers. I'm just joking.
Same thing goes for you because you're rooting for the Chiefs.
Well, someone's going to win again for the second year in a row.
Okay.
Aren't the 49ers favored?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I don't agree with it, but they are.
Well, okay, they're only favored for how they played in the regular season, not in the playoffs.
I don't know how they're being favored. I don't know how. If you're going to ask me who is likely going to win the game, I would say, without knowing anything, Chiefs. But obviously, I don't feel that way. So that's why I feel like the Chiefs should be favored.
I think that's true, honestly.
Well, that's what if you read some of the sports commentary, that's what they're actually saying, is that they're favoring the 49ers based on how they played throughout the whole season, but not how they've played in the playoffs, because the playoffs, they haven't been their best, although they made it to the playoffs. So I want to say they are doing something right.
And they came back from a huge deficit last game, and that's something they've never done. And I think
two games
showed. Well, but it was a huge deficit the last game. The first game wasn't as bad, was it? Or
it wasn't as bad, but they were trailing the entire time. But yeah, the NFC Championship, they were down by 17 at one point.
Yeah. So I mean, the fact that they can do that, I mean, that's like a Mahomes special, right? Like, he can come from behind. Well, Brock Purdy can too. So I think it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be this is the game that should have happened last year. Sorry, Eagles fans.
Well, it wasn't in the script, so,
It wasn't in the script because honestly, they needed Jason to be in the Super Bowl because they, Amazon paid all that money for that documentary. I swear to God, there's got to be something to that. I really truly believe Amazon. I mean, how else do you take and you record a guy from like preseason, season, postseason, and then,
I mean, truthfully, it's because he thought he was retiring and he had always wanted that type of documentary on someone before they retire, while they're getting ready to retire. He just happened to not retire after all. That's what I think he was going to retire and then didn't.
If you're going to do a documentary about retirement, you should probably retire after you're done.
That's what I'm saying. He went into it. He had said before, like, he thought it'd be fascinating to follow someone as they're winding their career down, not just once they retire. That's why I think, but based on how they lost the Super Bowl, I think that was what made him want to keep playing, because he thought, no, we can do it next year. Like, we're almost there. And then they were definitely not almost there.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I think he's going to retire this year after the Super Bowl.
So too.
He's going to announce it. Oh my goodness.
Travis Kelce said last night, because the NFL announced that the first week of the season, they're going to have a game on Friday in Brazil.
Yeah,
the Eagles are going to be a part of it. And Travis Kelce said last night during Super Bowl media night that he believes that Jason's going to be playing that game.
You think?
Oh.
That's what Travis Kelce said.
Interesting.
Really?
His brother.
Huh.
However, Travis is notorious for never really giving anything away. So, like, he'll say a lot without saying much. So I wonder if he's just
I read the quote. I didn't see him say it, but I read the quote.
Yeah. I just wonder if he's saying it because he knows something, or he's like hopeful, or you know what I mean? Like, would he actually reveal information? Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe. I think there's,
Maybe they're still trying to throw people off.
Could be. All right. So before we get into that, because there's so much I want to talk about, even the Mahomes clip about his dad bod too, that I think that we need to stick in here at some point. Okay. Annabelle, what are you drinking?
So for my favorite big game snacks, I love to have a tequila drink. This is a Paloma. Paloma or margarita are my favorite for game days, and it is fantastic. I like to put some tahini on the rim with a little salt for the Paloma.
So does it really have tequila in it right now?
Yes.
Oh man, we're getting started early today. I love it.
I mean, I don't know that I'll drink it all because I still have to go to work, but I mean, I work in a restaurant. Restaurant
Forget
people
it. She's gonna drink
it's
it
not a
all.
big-
They'll never know.
Yeah, restaurant people, it's like, oh, you drank today? So what? So did like half the other people. They've had like 10 cigarettes and 3 shots by lunchtime. So,
Well, I mean, isn't that just a give me, right? Like you're
Exactly.
cooking and drinking because
Yeah, it
it's like
doesn't
it
even
kind of
really
goes hand
matter.
in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And then,
so
do you want me to show my snacks too, or you want to?
yeah, let's go ahead. Just go.
So this is my favorite, one of my favorite snacks ever for games or for anything is mozzarella
Those
sticks.
are some
They're
big
stuck together.
ass mozzarella sticks.
I love the mozzarella sticks.
And what kind of dip do you have?
My other favorite, ranch dip and wavy lays.
Ooh, ranch dip. Do you
That
make the? Well, you definitely make the ranch
Wait,
dip.
in a football?
I do not. Everyone,
I'm surprised.
I make this
What?
from a package.
She doesn't make
She
the ranch
does.
dip.
No, she did.
I've
when
done it
she
at
was
your
at our house,
house.
she did it. Yeah,
I
and
get a
I
container
now
of
have to
sour
go buy
cream.
it. Yeah.
Container
Oh,
of sour
well, that's
cream,
what I
a
mean.
packet of
That's what I
ranch
mean.
dip.
Make it. Yeah, that's how I do mine too.
Oh, I thought you meant like from scratch, where I'm like collecting
No,
the
I
herbs
meant-
and stuff. I'm
yeah.
like, no.
Oh, I've
Although
done that.
the one-
I've done that before. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the one that I
Oh,
have
for sure.
here, we made, but we added like some buttermilk to make it a little more like
Mhm.
restaurant type.
Nice and creamy.
ranch. Yeah.
Mm.
That's that fresh buttermilk taste. I
Yeah.
love that.
So was that a football dish?
Yeah, it was one of the gifts one year we got from the Rams as a season ticket holder. At the beginning of the year they send a box of gifts. So there's like 2 really nice highball glasses with the Rams engraved on them and the Rams football bowl.
So if you
I didn't
eat
know
all
they
the chips,
sent
you'll
you.
see Rams on the bottom. Oh, okay, cool.
I'm not gonna eat all the chips. I might drink
Now
all
you
the
gotta eat
tequila.
all the
but
chips.
I'm not eating all those
Yeah.
chips in the morning.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All those, I bet all those mozzarella sticks are going to be gone though.
So good.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Nice healthy breakfast.
They are
Yes.
delicious.
Okay, Tris, what did you bring us for snacks?
Okay, I didn't bring a drink, by the way, but if I had one, it would just be water. If I'm being completely honest.
Right, you
I
don't
got
really drink that much.
I got so sidetracked by the snacks. I just didn't think about bringing water up here. I did something different. I've never made these before, but I just got some crescent rolls and I put pepperoni and I actually used the light Sargento cheese sticks because I like the string cheese. The light ones taste better to me. I don't know why, but not because I'm trying to necessarily watch calories or anything. But anyways, I have actually been super healthy the last couple of days. This could be the most carbs that I've had in the last couple of days. And I'm probably going to eat all these. But anyways, so I just did like pepperoni and I'm dipping it in ranch because I get my pizza with light sauce. I know many people are like, well, what the hell?
I like light
But-
sauce on my pizza also.
Yeah, I don't want like the cheese to fall off the bread. That's
Right.
gross. But
So that has
yeah.
cheese, pepperoni, and crescent roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
That
like a
actually
little hot
looks
pocket.
really good.
It's like a homemade
It's
hot
really
pocket.
good.
Yeah.
That
We
actually
often
is really-
do for games when we have brats around. One of my friends, she loves to do like mummy dogs. So you
Yeah.
basically just
Mhm.
wrap the crescent roll around the hot dog, and the kids
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
those, and it's really easy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
It's
just
like, oh, it's a different way to eat a hot dog, but it's cute and the kids like it. So
well, it's
Yeah.
easy. You don't have to do buns, anything. Just dip it in
Exactly.
mustard. And
You know what my
Right.
family used to call those little hot dog things growing up, and it's really weird. We used to
Yeah.
call it dog dicks.
little crayons.
I
So
was
it'd be
not
like-
expecting that, Matt.
I know.
I wasn't either.
Oh my god, the little crayons.
No, it was like, hey, can we have dog dicks for dinner? So that gives you a little bit of an insight into.
Oh my
how
god, that's
I grew
wild.
up. Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Hysterical.
That is so funny.
That's hilarious.
Well, I do have to say, everything is good with ranch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't like to dip anything in ranch except chips.
Really? Have you ever put ranch on a bean burrito? It's really
Oh
good.
hell no! Why would I do that? That is
That
nasty.
is crazy.
Mm.
No, it's really good.
Your Mexican husband must want to smite you when you do that.
I would try it.
No, it's or
Try
you
anything
put
once.
it in with the beans and cheese. It's so good. So
God,
good.
that is-
Okay. So for my snack, I like spicy things. I made jalapeno poppers.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, so but I used the light cream cheese on these, which I will never again do for this weekend because it's not the same.
Mm.
Nothing light is ever good. You need the full fat effect to
I
like make
agree.
food good.
The
yeah.
light stuff is just a scam. If you're worried about your weight or calories, you just have to eat less. Just
Yeah.
don't eat 8 poppers. Eat 1 and be reasonable.
I can't do that.
I'm saying for
gonna
people.
happen.
I'm saying for people that purposely buy like light foods and all the like scammy diet
yeah.
marketing.
One is a little
Oh.
drastic. Yeah. One.
Yeah,
One.
it's
Who are you
ridiculous.
helping?
It's not.
Oh,
I'm just saying, it's not really going to help you to have light cream cheese. You just
No.
have to eat less or eat healthier. Not
Exactly.
just not eat fake stuff. Like I want, if I'm going to eat it, I want it to be the real thing. I'm not getting no part skim mozzarella cheese sticks. I want regular cheese sticks.
Oh yeah.
Is that
It
a
is
Bloody Mary? What is that?
Yes, it is.
Alright.
With some olives and a spicy
What?
green bean, which is my
You're.
favorite.
She makes
Why does
really
that
good
look
Bloody Marys.
like?
It
It looks like you
thank
put a little dick in your drink.
It doesn't look like that. Man.
Okay, that was not on purpose. I was trying to. Okay. Well, you know, this
Wait, I need my reading
episode of the
glasses. I can't
podcast
even
took
see.
a whole
Let me see.
different.
Twig and berries.
I just was not. I did. That was by accident. I did not do that on purpose. I wish I would have thought of that.
Talking about the male body part a lot in this episode so far.
Talk about oysters before and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
With you on here, it's not even just us.
Oh no, you'll know. I can get right in on the male body part talking.
Oh yeah. So
I
what's
probably
yours?
shouldn't have said that, to be honest.
That is a quote in and of itself.
Yes. Okay,
So-
Nat, did you bring a snack?
Oh yeah.
I did not bring any snacks because we were texting last night. I'm a very picky eater, but all 3 of your snacks look delicious. I would go with boneless buffalo wings as my snack. So basically
chicken
chicken
nuggets.
nuggets with buffalo sauce on them. And then
all
like
right.
either blue cheese or ranch. But I also love it like Buffalo Wild Wings, the mango habanero ones. Those are really good. And then there's something called Skyline Dip, which is a
Is that
chili
the-
restaurant in Cincinnati.
With the cinnamon.
It has cinnamon in it, and so when I lived there for a year, I loved it. I was a big fan of Skyline, and so you buy a can of Skyline, you put it in with cheese and cream cheese, and then you put the Skyline on the bottom. You take chips and you eat it. It's so good, so good.
Wait, so it's okay. Explain the dip. Is
It's-
it like a?
well,
It's
okay,
like
so the
chili, but you're
Skyline-
adding
yeah.
some stuff to make it
Oh.
dip-like.
Okay.
Skyline is the chili itself, and that has cinnamon in it. And they also in Cincinnati, for some reason, put chili on top of spaghetti. And so the dip itself is the bottom layer of Skyline, and then you got some like cream cheese, and then you got some cheese, and then you put it in the oven, and that's the dip.
It's sort of like a Mexican layer dip or whatever. It's just
Yeah,
chili
kind
and
of.
chili
Yeah.
So
and hot.
have you ever? What is that called? You can take like a can of like chili, like meat sauce, right? And then you put it in a crock pot with cream cheese. Have you ever had that? And then you just like let it melt, and then you take your
Yes.
Fritos and you dip it.
That's
Is
basically
it,
what he's talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
but with
good.
Skyline chili, which is
See, I
the
like-
taste.
Chili like that. Like my friend that we're doing the Super Bowl with this year that does the mummy dog, she always makes chili anytime we have a gathering. And I don't know why I've never been a big chili person. Like I never make it, but it's so good. And so we eat that with like a bunch of raw onion, sour cream, cilantro, and with Fritos. It's like the best. I love the Fritos and the chili.
That sounds. I'm so hungry right now.
I know. That's why I had to eat 3 cheese sticks. I was starving.
You know, I don't drink anymore, and there's a good reason for that on Super Bowl Sunday, because if I was going to have a drink, it would be water like Tris, but there were plenty of Super Bowls where I don't remember the Super Bowl, so I think that's the reason that I'm not drinking anymore.
We don't want you drinking at our Super Bowl party.
Oh, no. No. Especially if the 49ers, like, lose, then I'll start crying, and it'll be awkward.
God.
And...
Yeah, like, well, you gotta find something lucky to wear. Like when the Rams were in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, I had on like it was after the Braves won the World Series and Georgia won the national championship. So I had on one Brave sock and one Georgia sock along with my Rams stuff. And they were losing near the end. And my dad's like, maybe you should switch your socks. Like maybe the problem is you have them on the wrong feet. And so I did. And then they won. And I was like, well, that solidifies that. It was all my socks.
Well, since you're talking about socks, I do have my Mahomes socks on.
Very nice.
Wait, is that his face on there?
Oh my god.
It is.
That's his
man.
face, not his dad bod, though.
Oh yeah. So that
Oh.
was the funniest thing ever. Him talking about his dad bod. And he's like, "There's a 6-pack in there. You just have to look really close and squint your eyes."
It's
under
it's under the layer, which I used to tell people that all the time. There's abs under there somewhere. It's just under that layer. Well, did you
y'all
see?
Oh, go ahead.
Last night I saw that somebody was like, "Can you do your best Kermit the Frog impression?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm talking. That's it."
Yep.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was about to say, the exact same thing. I'm like, but imagine you can ask Patrick Mahomes anything. You're probably like a random reporter that never has those opportunities. But that's what you ask him.
I mean, at least he thinks it's funny. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say that Patrick Mahomes was unlikable for a while, but now that I saw that show Quarterback on Netflix, it painted him as like a regular human, and so I really liked him going forward after that. But I really love that he's able to make fun of himself, because that is what endears people to him.
I do like that, but why is his family so messy? Everyone around him is problematic. Like his dad just got his 6th DUI, and I saw a thing where it had all these
6? I thought it was his 3rd.
And he has
I
all
saw
these
an article
other
saying
arrests,
it was
6
but
DUIs, plus a bunch of other things he's done that he's gotten arrested for. And I'm like, so he has that. His mom is a super drama, attention seeking. I don't want to talk about that, all these people. Why are they so messy? Can they not just leave this guy alone and let him work? Like, they're all problematic.
It's because people get entitled. They get entitled.
You know how Aaron Rodgers cut off his whole family, and everyone was like, "Oh, he must be a terrible person for going no contact." No, maybe his family's crazy and they suck, and he's like, "I don't want those people around me."
Well, I do have to say this. One of the NFL players that we're going to bring on in a couple weeks or next month, he made a really good point when I was talking to him, and he said, when you are famous and you are constantly like in the news, they will find anything to actually bring you down. And so when anything happens with this family, of course they're going to make it like a big deal.
Okay,
and it happens to but I think it happens to
these aren't minor
family.
things. This is his brother sexually assaulting someone.
Oh, well, I mean,
6 DUIs. These are real things to come after someone for. I mean, maybe you can say, "Oh, his wife sucks."
But it's not him. It's not
no,
him,
I
right?
know.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
But they automatically like then link it to him as like, and he had a good point. Like someone asked him yesterday, and he's like, I'm not. That's a family matter. I'm not going to talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a dick move to actually ask him about his father when it's like he's not responsible for his 50-year-old
but when
father.
when someone surrounds themselves with people that are actually committing crimes, that's their family. They clearly still are with them, and it's not a good look. I mean, I'm not saying I know what I would do if I was him, but I would want no distractions. I'd be like, can y'all shut the F up and quit being problems? Quit being a distraction. Quit making people mad.
And he's probably has done that, right? I'm sure he has a PR people and his lawyers are just like.
Why do you think Jackson Mahomes hasn't been on the sidelines this year?
He has. He's been on the sidelines.
But why do you think he hasn't been published as being on the sidelines? Because they're trying to keep him out of...
I think they are trying to keep him out of the public eye, but at the same time, if you're still paying for that fool to fly on your private jet, to me, it's just wild. I would be like, can we have a year with no problems from you guys? Like, I wouldn't want... As a guy
in sports radio, I think like the DUI question that he was asked, I go both ways. Like, it's unfair, but it's also fair because it's new news. It's not like something that happened 3 months ago. It happened over the weekend. And even I don't mind him saying that's a family matter, but as a sports media person who gets people telling me that I didn't ask the right questions, that's why you asked the question. And then he says it's a family matter, and then you say, "Well, I asked the question," and and then
I think that's fine. And my problem isn't with him, to be clear. I think all that stuff is like a distraction. And joking about his dad bod or his Kermit voice is one thing, but then having family out committing crimes in the community, and then they're going to come sit in your suite for the Super Bowl. I just think it's problematic, and it makes him look more and more. See, I have the opposite opinion of him. I didn't have a bad opinion of him before, but to me, when you continue to choose to surround yourself with people that are that problematic, that makes me think you're probably like them. Like, you probably are that kind of person, is how...
normally I would agree with you, but I don't see that with him for whatever reason. And I'm a really cynical person.
What about that tantrum he threw on the sidelines where he
was showing some colors there
from coming after the ref?
Well,
over something that he was wrong about.
I also told you guys at the time, I thought that was something new from Patrick Mahomes, and I felt like it showed his teammates that, hey, this guy has the extra gear if we need it.
But he was wrong, so to me that makes him look like
he was wrong, but
he was wrong.
still.
But still, I also think that we all, because I have done this, right? There's times where I just like, you can only be pushed so far. Are you're always trying to like stay calm, stay even keeled, and then sometimes you just kind of lose it. And I'm like, we're human, and that's what humans do. I mean, we're just every once in a while. I mean, we're allowed to like f up, right, and just be like, I lost my shit.
Yeah, I mean, I lose my shit all the time.
Yeah,
okay, but we can't. But I know we try to hold like, sports figures and everybody else up to a higher standard. But it's like they're still human too.
I know that. I think if he had flipped out about something legitimate, it would have left a different taste in people's mouths. The common opinion is that was pretty poor form.
No, I think that common opinion is your opinion, or people who just don't like the Chiefs.
No, but I have no problem. I've never had a problem with the Chiefs or Patrick Mahomes. You've known me for a long time, and
that's true.
I've been with you for Super Bowls and everything else. I just think that if you freak out about something, but you're correct in your opinion, it is viewed differently than if you flip out about something and you're just wrong. Same with me. Like if I'm freaking out about something just in my general life, but I'm incorrect, I'm going to look like an idiot. But if I'm correct, I still may look crazy, but at least they're not like, God, she's an idiot.
Well, I don't know. There's some things.
I admit, there's a reason I can't be like a elected official or something. I got a lot of problems.
There's some reasons why we can't use you as Uber.
Let me say this about going back to the family thing real quick, because you said Patrick Mahomes might be like them. Like, I was just thinking of my family, because I was an alcoholic. I still am. I'm 7 years no drinking, but I was the hot mess of the family, and the rest of my family had it together. So it was me that was the problem, and it wasn't them. But I could see how people may lump them in as, oh, well, if he's a hot mess, they're a hot mess.
Well, think about it this way more. If you and your sister, and then you had two other brothers, and y'all were all problematic, that would reflect poorly on your parents. Whereas I feel like, well, one kid, you can't, I mean, we all know as parents, we can't control our kids. We can only do our best. They're going to make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. They were not my parents' fault. I may have been mad at them or acting out or something, but like those were my mistakes. But if my brothers had also all been bad, it might have been like, what's going on in that house with those parents? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more a reflection on the family and the only reason I think that about the Mahomes family is just because there's so many of them being problematic. Like, nobody can ever just like chill.
I also think it's because they're in the news so much. Like Mrs Poindexter said.
Yeah. Yeah, the news, like they're gonna try to find anything to bring somebody down, right? And I'm not saying that they're not wrong. They're not
right.
Like his brother is, I don't like him. His dad, I think, just has a drinking problem, and it's like, and I think as a child, he can't do anything about it, right? You can't make someone change.
What he can do though, is he can
tell
stop funding him to come to his games. I went in contact with my mother because of a similar problem, and I'm like, that was the only choice for me. I can't keep enabling this, I think people have different perspectives on how to deal with people with drinking problems, but
maybe he just doesn't have enough experience with that, right? And maybe he just can't, like, he has to separate himself into like, I am game day Mahomes, this is what I'm doing right now. I can't, because if I could see, if you're like this pro athlete and you're in the Super Bowl, it's like, I can't worry about like what my family's doing, because if I did, then I couldn't focus on what my job is, and my job is to win. And if I have to sit here and babysit my whole fucking family, I'm never gonna actually focus, and I'm gonna be too worried about them. And I can see that.
Yeah, any successful athlete has to have compartments. They can't be focused on anything else outside the game. I mean, that's true.
And and I'm sorry, his wife, I mean, we just need to okay, Matt, going back to that show about the quarterback, it did make him seem like he's just a down-to-earth guy. But his wife, I mean, it made me just not like her even more.
See, that show kind of had the opposite effect on me, because I only see the things that Brittany Mahomes does in public and is like spraying champagne on people after wins and things like that. But it kind of let me into their relationship a little bit, and so I see why it works. But the only thing about her that really bothers me is that she friend zoned Patrick for a long time. And I don't know how you make it out of the friend zone unless you become a superstar NFL quarterback making $500 million. That's why I feel bad for Patrick, because as a guy who has been friend zoned many times in my life, I can tell you I've never made it out of the friend zone.
He probably really loved her, and she just didn't. And it was like, oh, well, you're going to be famous.
She just didn't until he became a famous quarterback.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Well, haven't we talked about this before, where these girls, latch on to these boys like in high school,
Yep.
all through college because they see like the potential. And was it you, Annabelle, that said like they should be the actual scouts? These girls should be. Right? They should be the scouts.
Which girls
for the
have
NFL.
a guy locked up? Let's go watch that guy. I don't think I said that, but I like it.
I kind of like that
that
too. It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, they seem to see like, oh, like he's going to be my winning ticket. And I think she could have been that way, right? I mean, because to your point, Matt, it's like, if I have somebody in the friend zone, it's like to come out of that, it's like, I don't know. I mean,
it's nearly impossible. Trust me, I know.
Yes.
I know. It's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever successfully gotten out of the friend zone. I'm not saying this to like make people feel bad for me. I'm just telling you, it just does not happen. So when I heard that part of the documentary, I was like, oh, it makes all the sense in the world why she's with him now. If he was actually in the friend zone.
And I think you're not in the minority here. You're in a majority of like, I think what people who saw that actually it sparked a little thing in them where they're just like, that's kind of odd, because I think a majority of us think it's like, that's you just got yourself a lottery ticket.
Right. You saw something
lottery
in him.
ticket.
You didn't see it in
lottery
8th grade,
ticket,
but you
yes.
saw it in 10th grade. You saw something in him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
It's
who on the
interesting.
49ers can we talk crap about? Just kidding.
Yeah, I will say this about the 49ers. Like, Christian McCaffrey has been relaying a lot about his childhood growing up. And his dad was a professional football player. He played for the 49ers, played for the Broncos, Ed McCaffrey. And his dad seemed like a drill sergeant with them growing up. Like, they weren't allowed to eat certain things. One day, I guess, I don't know the full specifics, but the dad told Christian, hey, you can't wear jeans to school because it's a game day and you can't make your legs tired. You got to wear sweats. So he wouldn't let him like go to school in his
Weird.
jeans because his legs would be tired. I mean, there's a lot of craziness that happened in that
Is
household.
that a
growing up.
thing?
No,
No,
it's not
Okay,
a
I'm just
thing.
making sure. It sounds insane, but
No, it does, but maybe he knows something. I don't know. Christian McCaffrey seems like a really good dude, but like his learning about his childhood actually kind of makes me sad for him.
how are you finding out this? I've never heard any of this.
It's been in the news here and there, like recently, like Christian McCaffrey telling stories, and I guess Christian
Oh.
McCaffrey's mom has a podcast. I don't know, but
Oh yeah, so his mom has a
Oh.
podcast, and she went on there how she couldn't afford a suite.
Oh,
at
and
the
that's
Super
when the
Bowl,
girlfriend bought
and his
a
girlfriend
suite.
bought the mom a suite, and so that's kind of been in the news. Like, oh,
I did see that.
Yeah,
But the mom sounded, I saw people talking about how the mom was complaining, but I actually did listen to the clip and she sounded just like the same way Kylie Kelsey was talking about having to spend $50,000 on Super Bowl tickets for like her baby that wasn't even going to sit in a seat. It sounded like
Yeah.
she was being like that, like basically saying, yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey and his fiance is also rich and famous and it's still absurd for us. Like that's how I took it, not her complaining or whatever, but
yeah, I took
You
it
know
the
what I
same
mean?
way.
well, I think the suites were going for
like
like
$2.5 million or something.
2.5.
$2.5 million, 400,000 for the middle suite, and then 200,000 for the lowest suite, and none of those include parking passes except for if you pay for the $2.5 million suite. I'm telling you right now,
Are
if
you
I buy a
serious?
$2.5 million suite, they better bring me in by helicopter.
Holy
What?
moly.
Isn't this? I mean, didn't
That's
they say this is like one of
crazy.
the most expensive Super Bowls? I mean, I know there's inflation
think
and all,
so.
but
Yeah.
still, I mean, I think from last year to this year, like it was like I think the high end was like 6,000 maybe.
This year, yeah.
Last
this
year
year's
wasn't as
like-
expensive as the year before. The Rams one was really expensive, but this one is even more.
I saw like 45, almost 45,000 for some of the like really good seats for the high end. That's what I saw. I was like,
It's insane.
that's crazy.
Wild.
Can you
And,
imagine paying $45,000
right.
to watch your team lose? Hell no.
Well, and
I'm
some of
not
the
doing
some of the seats. First of all, a lot of people that go aren't fans of either team, which I think that sucks. I think like
That's
it's more
dumb.
fun if it's not just like rich people that kind of tangentially like football. If it's like the team's fans, it's way more. That would be way more fun, in my opinion. But
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, but they also purposely did it in Vegas, and in Vegas, you're going to pull in high rollers too that
Yeah,
actually
that's
have the money
true.
to do it. So put it
Yeah.
someplace like where, like I don't know, Middle America can actually afford to go, like us.
I
mean,
love
I'm
when
not
it's like in
saying no-
Indianapolis.
Yes.
That's at Lucas Oil. That's always a good one. Like they do the combine there. They've had some of the college national championships there. Like that's
It
a good
still
one
doesn't
to
change
me.
the fact that the tickets are going to be incredibly expensive for the Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
in Vegas, they actually had to turn away private jet owners because all the parking spots at the airport were full.
Are
and
you kidding?
reserved.
Oh, I
So-
saw that. They're talking like 1,000 private jets coming in this weekend, right?
Think about
Some,
the amount of money in that building. That's it's going to be
That's
insane.
insane.
Like
It
owning a
just sucks
private jet
because
means you're really rich.
right? Like they get most of their money from the average everyday person, like watching these games, saving to go to these games. The average person cannot go to this game. So
No, they can't.
it's really unfortunate because you're gonna have a bunch
I
of
mean, the
like,
average person can't go to most games, honestly, unless
yeah,
they buy like one tickets for one game. Is
yeah,
kind of how, you know what I mean. And I've seen like last year when the Rams were terrible, you people could go to those games because the resale tickets were super low. But outside of that, like, how is anybody normal going to go? I don't know.
yeah.
so Super Bowl's coming back to SoFi next year or year?
25, I think.
That's
Okay.
next year.
So how does that as a
Oh no,
that's next that's
Is
next
it the
next year,
25
though?
season, 26 year?
That's what I think, because when they asked Aaron Donald if he would still be playing next time it's there, he was like, "Ooh, that's a long way away." So it can't be next year.
Okay,
Because
so
he's
in 2
playing
years.
next year. Yeah.
So how does that go? So, I mean, you tell the fans, you're a season ticket holder. You've been for a couple years now, and you were also a season ticket holder when they had the Super Bowl at SoFi a couple of years ago. How does that go about like your tickets?
Your seat license is not applicable for the Super Bowl. So basically, I don't know what levels are included, but some levels of season ticket holders, like we're in a club level, you're eligible for like a pool of people that will get the opportunity to buy tickets, but they're not your seats, they're not discounted or anything, and there's no guarantee that you'll even get the opportunity. But basically, I guess it's like a random drawing or something from a group of people, and then you get the ability to buy them. So you would be buying those from the NFL, not through resale. But that was it. There wasn't a lot of options. Like if we were going to
That's
go, we were going to have to just
crazy.
buy them from a reseller because we
Like,
didn't have the option to get them.
And then
you
how much
should
is that?
get to go.
Well,
to
it was going to be
Super Bowl.
about around 10,000 a ticket when we didn't go, but because of a funeral. I think I maybe mentioned this another week, but because in the way they sell the packages, there's packages, so you're getting your seats plus some sort of food and beverage package, but those aren't even all the tickets. And I don't want to sit in the nosebleeds at SoFi Stadium. That high up seats, it's like Harry Potter Quidditch seats. I mean, that's nerdy of me to say, but you're so high in the air, you got to like take a broomstick. Honestly, you can't get up there. I will not sit up there. It looks terrifying. I'm afraid of that type of height where I feel like if I lean over, I might just tumble down the levels of stairs. I don't think anyone's done that yet, but the Kings Arena in Sacramento was kind of like that. The first time I went there,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it's literally straight up. You look like you're going to fall down.
Oh, I've been up there for a concert with my niece like years ago, and I had a couple drinks and I was like, never again. Never again. Because like I can just see like a couple drinks too many and I'm like, I'm going down.
Yep. I'm not going up there. So you could have gone for cheaper than 10,000 a ticket, but I'm not going up there.
Well,
So,
you can't see anything, right? You might as well just stay at home and
I
like,
mean,
watch it on
right?
TV.
I think people with good eyesight can see, but I am blind as hell, even with contacts. And even with that
Right.
big infinity screen, you're above the infinity screen. Like, why would I spend $6,000 a ticket to sit where I can't see? Like, that's equally insane. Because,
That is.
it's $4,000 a ticket cheaper, but I can't see the game. So that's stupid. I don't want to go for the atmosphere. It's not even that great because it's not a lot of your fans. So,
Right. I
Maybe
should
one
be
day I'll go
wearing
to the Super
glasses
Bowl.
for sure.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe. Or take binoculars or something because I need to like.
It's
I'll just watch it on my TV at home.
I'd rather stay at
It's funny.
home. Do you know how many snacks I can get for $45,000? I'll just stay at home and get like
Right.
an 18-wheeler full of snacks delivered.
Yeah, it's like a down payment on a house. I mean,
You're
not
gonna
in
get
California,
like gold-plated mozzarella sticks.
Right? You could bring a food truck to your house for a lot cheaper.
That is true.
but I'm gonna garnish my mozzarella sticks with gold leaf on Sunday. Just kidding.
That would be hilarious.
I'm not gonna do that.
Just
kidding.
Oh geez. Okay, I think we're priced out of the Super Bowl. That's what we're
Well,
concluding.
it's really like you just because you can afford something doesn't mean it's a good idea or worth
Yeah.
the money, right? I mean, we could go, but I wouldn't. I would only go if I would only spend the money to go if my team was playing, though. I
Yeah.
wouldn't spend
I
money.
still won't spend the money to go. I mean, sorry, Matt. I am not spending the money to go to the Super Bowl. That's just insane.
No.
You don't need to apologize to me.
Yeah.
I'm like fully on that train of this is ridiculous. Like that you have to pay $7,000 to just see your team. Like, don't even
Right.
get me started on the NFL and their stupid seat licenses because my grandpa has season tickets to the 49ers since the 80s. And as soon as they moved stadiums, they said, "Oh, you can repurchase your seats, but you got to pay $15,000 per seat just to have the right to purchase it," which is
Oh, so you had to
wrong.
rebuy a seat license in the new
Wow.
stadium?
Oh no, we didn't do it because it was ridiculous.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's what, like, some of these NFL teams in the NFL, they don't really care about the fans per se, because they're just in it for the money, which is what everybody's in it for. So I can't really be too mad.
Well, that's true, and I'm sure that's what happened with SoFi. We were not, our first year of season ticket holders was the first year of SoFi. So but I know that the people who, because a lot of our seatmates told us that they had to, they were on a wait list for season tickets, and when the opportunity came up, they said, if you want to get them in SoFi, you got to buy the ones at the Coliseum. So they had to pay for those for several years before SoFi, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
so I'm confused. So there's a seat license on top of what you pay?
You pay a
Yes.
seat license fee, and then you pay for your tickets every year. So the way they do the seat license, unless you want to pay all up front, is you can pay a chunk of it each year. And I don't remember what the options are. I just paid for it, but it was like maybe $5,000 a year till it's paid for, or something like that. So you pay that each year, like your portion of it, and after 3 or 5 years or something, then you own the seat license. But then every year you're just paying for your tickets.
So
Does that make
that's
sense?
just a money grab. They just made
Oh,
that
yeah.
up, right? Just like,
Yeah,
you have a
because
seat
ostensibly,
license?
what it should mean is that then I have first right to my seats for anything in that stadium, but it doesn't mean that. First of all, the Chargers play there, and I don't have first rights to those, even if the Rams play the Chargers, if the Rams are the away team, which is what happened this year. And even for concerts and stuff, if I want to buy those tickets, I don't have a license for my seat. I get to go in a pre-sale for people with seat license. They call it like an SSL sale, or I think that's what it's called. So I get the option, say, if, I don't know, I can't even think of anybody, Taylor Swift, whatever. I can go in the pre-sale to purchase tickets. Actually, I don't think it worked that way for her, so bad example, but I won't have my seats. It's not like I get those and can decline them. I have to go in the pre-sale with everyone else with seat license. Then you buy whatever seat is available. So it's really it's bullshit.
It is.
Yeah.
It is like for the 49ers, basically what they wanted was money to build the stadium with, as well as the public funds, and as well. And so they wanted money up front to help them with the cash flow. And so people pay it. And that's why the 49ers stadium, I guess it's changed a little bit. I've never actually been to a game there yet, but I've heard it's really stale, and I've heard it's very quiet, and I've heard that it doesn't have a football feel to it. Kind of like SoFi. I gotta say, when you and I went to the 49ers Rams, like, you could tell there's a game going on, but there's no feel of like, this is a Rams game.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely true. And I sort of thought that was because, the Rams moved and came back, and LA is very like transitory. It surprises me that it would be the same at like Levi Stadium. Like, I would think that place would just be rocking with 49ers fans all the time.
It's far away from the city too.
It is. It's like it's in Santa Clara, right?
Yes,
you went last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I went last year to the 49ers and Chiefs game with Simona, and we had sweet tickets. Sweet tickets. And the suites are like amazing. So it's like you go in and it's like you're in this area, this Concord area, where it's like there's a bar on one side, there's some food, and then there's like a bunch of seats, and you can just kind of a lounge area, and then the individual suites themselves. And we were in a suite, and to the right of us was all of Mahomes' family. So his dad, when Brittany was pregnant with their son, and I mean, enough where it's like I could actually reached out because the windows were open and touch her. And
you should have brushed your hair.
Did you say hi to her?
Yeah,
I took a couple pictures.
What was she like?
I didn't, because I did. I mean, she was,
because you're not crazy.
Because I'm not. I'm not crazy. But if I ran into her in the bathroom, I was gonna be like, "I love your husband."
I hate you, but love him.
She was gonna be like, "Nah, bitch."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but full transparency, I was a bit hungover because we went and saw Chris Rock the night before, and and it was really crazy, and so I might have like thrown up on the way down to Levi Stadium. Rallied though, and then had a couple Bloody Marys.
That sounds like some of my activities.
Been there. I've never thrown up outside the window of a taxi on the way to the airport in traffic, okay? Never.
Hey, you only live once. You might as well have some fun.
Oh, I had some fun.
But I mean, it was nice. And then on the left side was it was like I don't know, some reunion with a bunch of like other older retired NFL players. So we were like kind of surrounded on the side. And
That's cool.
it was a really nice suite. I mean, they brought in like sushi and like steak salad. I mean, it was pretty
Nice.
legit.
If I remember, that was the game where Christian McCaffrey made his debut and the Chiefs won like 40 something to 20 something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. It was exactly. But it was nice. I mean, honestly, I don't think I wouldn't fangirl her because, that's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
What fangirl? Like Brittany?
Yeah. That wouldn't be like,
who
oh, hey,
would
I love your husband. I
who
wasn't
would-
going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
it would give her satisfaction. I wouldn't want to
Yeah,
give her any.
no,
I wouldn't want to
don't
give her
do
any
that.
attention.
Well, I don't want her being like, who's this old lady? Why do you?
She's got to know that people like her husband. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why she clings to him like a doesn't
That's
let
why
him
she
go
goes-
anywhere.
She goes everywhere with him, right?
Yeah.
She never leaves his side. Like every away game she's at.
She knows that even though they're both like a 4 out of 10, he has millions, so that bumps him up like 3 points at least.
well, you don't think that Patrick Mahomes' dad bod is like a 10 out of 10?
No,
Come on now.
no.
It's not even
It's
his
a nice-
body that bothers me. I think his face and his
It's-
hair is just ugly.
yeah.
I don't think he's attractive even a little
Guys, they're
bit.
so not nice.
Man,
I'm just
I
saying
don't-
what I find
I don't even want to
attractive.
say. Yeah, I hate saying mean things, but yeah, I just don't find him attractive at all.
He looks like Kenny Powers, and I
At
cannot
all.
be attracted to Kenny Powers using the perma voice.
This is
What
very
about
true.
Brock Purdy?
Big,
Brock?
Brock?
I find nothing.
Yeah.
I find nothing offensive about Brock at all.
He's
He
adorable.
He's adorable. He seems
Wait,
like a just normal ass dude who's just out there playing football. Though his mom
Yeah.
is funny. His mom looked like she was very dressed up and kind of
Yeah,
cougarish on
she
the field.
I don't like
covered it
the
up.
way
She
he
had like little
walks.
blingy pants on and stuff. I liked it.
Wait. You said you don't like the way he walks?
I don't like the way he walks. No.
What does that mean?
I
Have
can't
you
even
seen
like
the way he walks?
I
I mean,
walks.
he's very like he walks. I mean, it's like his stride and his strut is just a little bit weird.
Oh,
It's
this
off.
is a Chiefs fan trying to find something
This
wrong
is,
with
'cause
him.
No, seriously.
Aw,
I think it's
dang.
like he walks a little like maybe bow-legged or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like what?
Yes.
Jesus.
She just 100% made that up right
No,
now.
you did not. I will find the clip where it's like it's on. Like I've seen it on television a couple times where I'm like, damn, that boy
Dude,
walks weird.
He's so
Like, what the
normal.
hell
He's
is wrong?
wearing just like he dresses like the way Matthew Stafford does, and just like some pants, some plain
No, I'm talking about in
trainers,
his,
and a
I'm talking about in his.
sweatshirt.
I'm talking about like in his uniform. I don't like the way he walks.
I'm gonna have to watch this because I've
Yeah.
never noticed a problem with the way Brock
I think
Purdy
that's
walks.
a Chiefs fan making up some nonsense.
I think it might be too. I think Brock Purdy is a fine young gentleman, and he's good for the NFL.
And he is. I do feel bad that he doesn't make enough money though.
He'll be
Yeah.
fine. He just signed a national endorsement deal with Toyota, so he's
Yeah.
gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you know what? You should have a Ford because the Ford Raptor is gonna run right over your, Toyota truck, Tundra.
I have been waiting to try this game breakdown out and on you all. So
Mhm,
I
go
think that the 49ers are obviously going to win. There's no chance that they lose. The reason being because I read all of the comments last night from the players who played in the previous Super Bowl against the Chiefs and basically saying how much it hurt, how much it drove
Yeah.
them to continue to play, how much they wanted to be back there. And I think the Chiefs obviously are a great team, but I think it's the 49ers time. And I feel like teams have this happen where it takes a long time to get there and then you lose. And then you get back and you finally break over the hump. And I think that's what Kyle Shanahan's facing this year.
Right.
And the Chiefs have to continue to find ways to motivate themselves. And I know that Patrick Mahomes is incredibly motivated.
But
I
think
don't
about
worry
it.
about that guy.
Even just the odds going against them, for them, that's bulletin board material. If they
Exactly.
win, Travis is going to be on the field like, everybody counted us out this year. It's like, no, they fucking didn't.
Yeah, I hate when the Chiefs say that. I'm sorry, Mrs. Poindexter. I hate when the Chiefs say everybody counted us out.
But
No
see,
one counted out the Chiefs.
I don't mind it because it's like so for the last Georgia season, not this one, but the previous one, Nolan Smith, who now plays for the Eagles, he was the one that was like, they're all saying we're going to go 7-5. And it's, he got them all fired up because when you're at the top for so long, you have to, like you're saying, you have to find some way to motivate yourself. And then after the season, he joked. He's like, "Oh, I totally just made that up to fire him up. Like he totally made it up. Like nobody thought we'd be here." It was like, yeah, everyone thought you would actually. Like, come on. I don't mind it though, because I understand you have to find ways to keep motivating yourself, right?
Well, and I think Travis even talked about that, right, on his podcast, where it's like he's had a really hard time motivating himself this last season.
Oh yeah, during the season, he was saying it's hard to
yes.
win a regular season game when your team's weird and you've been at the top a long time. Yeah, he was like, it is hard to find that motivation for regular season games when your team's not coming together.
Yeah,
And you could see that maybe in his play too, is how it translated. But then now it's like, oh, they got their shit together, so now they're fine.
but I do agree with you though, Matt, though. I think it's like when you have that extra drive in you to actually prove something, because it's like you've worked hard to get to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, lost against them, and now it's like you have something to prove. And it's just, I think it does come down to the drive and mindset a lot of times, right? But it's also going to be how well can they play together. So.
And not to mention the 49ers were up. I mean, I haven't watched this play a million times in the last 4 years, but they were up 10 points with 7 minutes left to go. And they lost that game 31. They lost the game by, I think, 11 points, which is like, how do you score that many points? I think they scored 3 touchdowns in like 7 minutes.
It's what happened with Detroit in reverse.
It's true, but it was a weirder way for it to happen in the Super Bowl. Jimmy G misses Emmanuel Sanders on a deep throw, and if he catches that, who knows what happens. But that's why I feel the 49ers are going to win, because Kyle Shanahan really wants the Super Bowl, and I think that all of these guys who lost that Super Bowl, Nick Bosa said he's never forgot it. Eric
they have a lot of the guys still.
Yeah. And Christian McCaffrey's playing in his first Super Bowl. Brock Purdy obviously playing his first Super Bowl. George Kittle, there's a scene of him on the sideline saying, "I'm going to get back here." George Kittle's a little cheesy at times, but I love him.
I do too. He is kind of like, it's like, is he a douche or is he just dorky? And I
couldn't tell if he was on the sidelines knowing that the microphone was on him and that they were going to show him being like, "I'm going to get back here. I'm telling you, I'm going to get back here."
Right.
And so I wasn't sure about that, but Chiefs were the last team I wanted to face in the Super Bowl. Like the last team. Because Patrick Mahomes, they're winners. Andy Reid knows exactly what he's doing. Patrick Mahomes is the next Tom Brady, Joe Montana. So if he's going to challenge Tom Brady, he's going to have to win basically every Super Bowl that he plays in. And he already does that basically. I mean, he's only lost one, right? To Tom Brady and the Bucks.
Yep.
That was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Has he won 2 or 3?
He's won 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they asked him that yesterday. Are you going to take? Are you? Yeah, Niners and then the
Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They asked him like, "Are you going to shoot, this happens on my show all the time. I forgot what I was going to say. So let's move on.
Are you going to
I know.
beat
This
Tom
is so
Brady?
terrible.
No.
No, that was what it was. Is like, are you going to catch Tom Brady? He's like, hold on. I'm not even close to even being near Tom Brady. So let's not talk about that till we're down the road. Which
I've won 2.
agree.
What is his 7?
Yeah, he has 7.
Yeah. I mean, he's still very young. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing about Mahomes is that you can't count him out like in the last like 2 minutes of any game, right? I mean, that's when he's just like he is on fire. I mean, that's where I'm like,
you always have a chance. Always.
Yep. At last 2 minutes, it's like it doesn't matter what the score is. He's gonna somehow find a way to actually. I think it's like that drives him. That like putting him like in that corner like just makes him even more dangerous. So that's what's always interesting.
And some of them really enjoy that pressure, whereas some people can't handle it. Like Kirk Cousins talked about in that quarterback documentary. I really liked his part about how the way they do these certain exercises to train their brain and calming exercises and all these different things they do. But it makes sense because you wonder, most people crack under that kind of pressure, right? How do they actually not just excel during that, but enjoy it? It's different. You have to think differently somehow than just a regular person.
You do.
You have to. I think you have to enjoy it. You have to just
thrive
on being
like you
down.
Want adversity and challenges and to, you got to go to a dark place, and some guys have it and some guys just don't. Pat has it for sure.
I'm going to give you my secret backdoor MVP candidate for the game.
Okay.
And it's going to be Brandon Ayuk, 49ers wide receiver.
So the game. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like if it's not Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers, I think it could be Brandon Ayuk. He has been incredible these playoffs, and he's really underrated. I know that the Chiefs aren't going to underrate him, but he finds his way into some big plays, like against the Lions where he caught that one off the guy's face mask. That was pretty incredible.
That was the game changer right there.
But I do, in conclusion, the 49ers are going to win this game.
We'll see. I'll be texting you.
Yeah, we'll be having a good old text chat during the Super Bowl.
But you know what? Don't worry. I won't cry. I mean, I don't get upset. I don't throw things. I just take it in stride. Like, done better.
Yeah, she's not like me. I'm gonna throw stuff and stuff.
When people give me crap about my team, I always say, "Well, at least my team had the chance to lose the Super Bowl. Where's your team?"
That's true.
That is true.
So where are you gonna watch the game, Matt?
I really don't even know yet. I kind of just want to lock myself in my room and just watch it with Lucky, my dog.
Private.
Yeah, in private. I feel like the Super Bowl is best watched if your team's in it in a quiet area.
I also think so too.
Yeah.
Like even my dad and brother and my stepmom were almost too much to be around when the Rams were in it.
Yeah, so Mrs. Poindexter, let's hear your
I'm going to watch
prediction.
it with some family. So, but I'll be yelling because I do yell. I mean, I am like Annabelle. I'm not as loud, but I will start yelling and screaming at the TV, and I might jump up and down a little bit. But I won't get up. I mean, if they lose, I'm just like, damn. I'm like, just play better next time. I'm like,
Well, as a Chief fan, you can afford to lose the Super Bowl because you'll be back the next year. So it's not like you'll never make it back.
Even when you play mid most of the year, you still get to go to the Super Bowl.
About the Chiefs this
when
year,
you have Taylor Swift on your side, then it's all scripted.
Yeah, I don't know why you're not the biggest Taylor Swift fan in the world because she's the one who's driving the Chiefs through this season.
Because her music's not good.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I'm not a Swiftie.
My laptop's gonna die.
Okay.
Plug it in.
I don't have a charger up here.
It's okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
We need to wrap it up anyways.
But
I think I don't know. I mean, I want the Chiefs to win, so I like to see them win. Sorry.
Who do you think's gonna win? Who's your pick?
Because my picks are always opposite of what I want, I'm gonna say the Chiefs, and I hope I'm wrong. Chiefs got this, baby.
Thank you.
I kind of feel honestly, I kind of equally feel meh about both teams. I can't support the 49ers because their division director is in rival with the Rams. I think but I'm going to say it's probably the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'd like to see
going to pull something out of his ass and make sure that, stop that defense.
I would like to see most of all is if Taylor Swift didn't go. Like she just
what they should have done? They should have put her on the halftime show.
No way. Ursher, man. They asked her.
God.
No, she was asked way before the season even started about it and before she was dating Travis. And she said no because of her tour. So they actually did ask her.
I just don't think she I see the problem with that is that middle America doesn't listen to her. Football fans do not listen to
Middle
Taylor
America
Swift.
Must listen to her because
their kids do. Their children do, but not most of the men that watch football.
There's a bunch of unhinged Swifties that are our age. There's hundreds of thousands of them.
Well, if they have kids that listen to her, I mean, of all boys, no one in my house listens.
If they call themselves a Swiftie, they are unhinged. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
I don't disagree.
I will say this though, I am on board with the Swifties putting a lot of pressure on Twitter and on Capitol Hill to somehow bring awareness to Section 230 and have it changed because now they're talking about how they need to make these platforms more accountable for things that are on their platform. So stay tuned. And thank you, Swifties, for actually bringing that up and making it,
But otherwise, quit doing crazy shit out there, you guys. Come on, you're crazy. Stop.
All right. So that about wraps it up for our special Super Bowl special. And hey, we'll see who the winner is and who the loser is. Sorry, Matt.
Oh yeah, and if you guys are fans of sports talk radio, Matt has he's on a show and he has his own show. Yeah. Matt, do you want to say what it is so I don't butcher it?
Yeah, the Scraby Show is on 97.3 The Fan in San Diego. I am at Matt Scraby on X and Instagram, but yeah, we broadcast all the shows. Twitch too, Matt Scraby. I'm
YouTube.
doing
I
a
like to
Twitch
stream
thing
it on
now.
YouTube while I'm making
YouTube,
dinner or
yeah.
driving.
YouTube's the
towards
biggest
carpool.
one. Wait, you're streaming. You should not be doing that. I will tell you, don't listen to my show or watch my show while you're driving.
Well, no, I have it playing while I'm driving.
Oh,
but I
okay, that
I
makes
keep it
sense.
on YouTube on my phone because I'm going from in the house to wherever, and so I don't go in the chat if I'm driving. No, for sure.
Okay, good.
You just don't watch it, you're listening to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That's
just
fine.
the easiest way to go back and forth or whatever.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. All right, until next week, we will be back, Tris.
With more snacks.
Yay! Bye.